Society Hong Kong. I'm Katherine Ann Paul, the Virginia and William M. Spencer III Curator of Asian Art here at the Birmingham Museum of Art in Birmingham, Alabama, USA.
Hi, I'm Kate Boehm, Director of Communications here at the Birmingham Museum of Art in Birmingham, Alabama. Founded in 1951, our museum holds more than 27,000 objects from around the world. We are a free admission museum and one of the finest museums in the Southeast United States. Welcome. We'll take you on a tour of parts of our collection and our newest exhibition.
Welcome to our brand new exhibition, Expanding Darshan, Manjari Sharma to See and Be Seen. This exhibition that we'll look at in detail pairs the contemporary artist and photographer Manjari Sharma's work of 9 of the major Hindu deities with historic works not only from India, but also from other nations of South and Southeast Asia. Come, explore with us. We begin at the beginning with the Lord of New Beginnings, who removes all obstacles, and that is the elephant-headed deity Ganesha. What is really extraordinary about the artist's work is that everything you see within this image was a photograph taken in frame. None of it was digitally edited. As you can see, the works are framed in these fabulous, deep, hand-beaten, brass embossed frames. The frames themselves have details that are unique to each photograph. The artist Manjari Sharma made an extraordinary video about how these amazing photographs were made. She collaborated with artists from Bollywood, the film center of India, to work with prosthetic artists, costume artists, jewelry artists, makeup artists, set designers, lighting designers, painters, embroiderers, and furniture artisans to create every single aspect of each set for each of the 9 deities. Here we see the sewing of the garments that each deity wove and that were specifically done just for this shoot. Here we have the crowns being made and the mask for the elephant god fitted specifically to the sitter's face. The whole project was funded in 2 sections with Kickstarter funds, really showing from the groundswell how many individuals were enthused by this project. The artist was particularly excited because rarely before had photography really been used to depict deities like these. Even the arms behind the individual were prosthetics cast from the individual's own arms to perfectly match their proportion to the sitter. One of the layers of this exhibition is the conversation between those photographs and these amazing historic works. This particular work is from the Khmer Empire along the border of present-day Cambodia and Thailand. The elephant-headed god Ganesh traveled beyond the borders of what is present-day India into both peninsular and insular Southeast Asia. And along with it traveled Indian writing systems, Indian philosophies, and Indian road building, waterworks, systems of government. So all of these things are embedded in these beautiful works of art. This sculpture is from Indonesia, the island of Java, which once had a very proud Buddhist and Hindu environment. Here we see a 4-armed form of Ganesh with a lasso, a fly whisk, a tusk, and his bowl of sweets, for he is known for having a sweet tooth. He wears the regal garments of the child of the gods, wearing a crown, a nose ornament, anklets, armlets, and bracelets. goddess Lakshmi, wife of Ganesha. She is the goddess of abundance and of wealth. You can see coins that are raining down from her hand and other coins that are falling forward from her vessel. These coins, again, were shot in frame, strung with fishing wire from above. Behind her shoulders, you see two white elephants with pitchers of water lustrating the goddess, pouring celestial rains over her shoulders, since she is the goddess of just the right amount of rain to bring the crops to feed the people. Because she's Ganesha's wife, along these beautiful frames are details of her husband, Ganesha, the elephant-headed god. So why are the elephants above Lakshmi's shoulders? And why is there a roof bracket like this one also showing elephants? That relates to the shape of clouds that bring rains. When the clouds are full of rain, they are often seen as elephants that can bellow in the skies like thunder. And that is why we have elephants in the clouds throughout South and Southeast Asia. Images of the gods didn't have to be monumental. They could also be very small, like this intimate scale here. This is also the goddess Lakshmi, here cast in bronze for the Khmer Empire of Cambodia in the 11th century. Small pieces like this were more vulnerable than others because, of course, metal could be remelted and put into other uses, so her survival is particularly precious. This is Brahma, the creator god, one of the three most important male deities of Hinduism. He is easily identified by his 4 heads, although only 3 are visible here, as each head faces each direction. He holds in his 4 hands the sacred book of the Vedas, which he was purported to record early on as a creation of the universe, as well as a white lotus, a string of prayer beads through which countless eons of time are counted, and a water pitcher to purify the world. He floats upon a pink lotus, emblem of purity. This is also Brahma, but from a Thai Buddhist manuscript. In Buddhism, Brahma is lord of the Brahmaloka, the world of the gods. Here he is among beautiful blue and red clouds that stream upwards, and his other faces are very thinly defined on either side of his main face. Beardless in Thailand, he often has golden rather than pinkish skin. Here is the monkey man Hanuman, son of the wind and daughter of the celestial Anjali, who was able to traverse the sky. He is a magical size shifter and can grow tall or small and fly throughout the clouds. He always has his very white fur to show his purity, and here he holds a large mace, emblem of Vishnu, to whom he is eternally devoted. He is raising the top of a mountain above his head, a mountain he broke off to bring medicinal herbs to those who are suffering and save them from peril. The model for this is Mahendra Chavan, a bodybuilder who, in the year 2017, won the world championship. The ultimate strongman, he is the perfect person to embody this amazing monkey man. You can see how seamlessly the prosthetic of the monkey mask fits to his face, but his hand, with his red and blue rings, holds the mace firmly. Even his posture, down on one knee, raised on the other, signals that he is about to fly. This is also the monkey man Hanuman, here embracing the mermaid Suvanamacha. There is a story from the Ramayana epic in which all of the mermaids take instruction from their father to remove the stones from a stone bridge that is being built to connect the island of Lanka to the mainland. Hanuman seduces the mermaid to prevent them from taking away the stones and building the bridge. Swimming among their feet are small fish, and along the sides are lotus buds. They produce a child that is half monkey, half merman. On the walls of the exhibition, we also have dance forms of these same stories. Here's the story of the monkey man Hanuman enticing the mermaid Suvarnamacha to stop preventing him from building a stone bridge between Lanka and the mainland. The two dance together in courtship. She has her tail behind her as he waves his dance baton. Often seen in street carnivals, such masked dances are incredibly popular in present-day Cambodia, Thailand, and Bali. This is Vishnu, as Manjari Sharma envisioned him. Here he has a cowl of the serpent Ananta, or Shesha, a serpent that signifies endlessness. He has 4 arms with a discus, a conch shell, a mace, and a pink lotus bud. He wears the regal ornaments of a prince, including a crown with a peacock feather in it. The frame shows his faithful sidekick, the monkey man Hanuman, who is forever devoted to Vishnu. The 2 sculptures in front are forms of Vishnu called Vishnu Venugopala, the flute player who brings in the cows. You can see in one sculpture he holds his hands up to play the flute, but the flute is missing, while in the other sculpture the flute still remains. This is because the flute is cast separately and inserted later, and often lost. No ordinary flute player, his extra 2 arms at back show a conch shell and a discus, emblems of the mighty Vishnu. We are looking at a Balinese wedding crown worn by a groom when he temporarily becomes Vishnu incarnate. Vishnu is the blue-skinned deity we see in Sharma's photograph behind. In Bali, both during weddings and for celebrational dances and shadow puppets, this crown shows a bird at the back of the head with a long beak and its wings furling forward. This bird is the Garuda, the animal companion of Vishnu. This is Vishnu, seated with his wife Lakshmi on his knee. He holds a mace and a swirled lotus, as well as a conch shell. At his knee is the gesture of boon granting, and just delicately under his toe is his trusty Garuda, the Birdman. This beautiful white sculpture might have been made for a Jain temple, as Vishnu is revered not only in Buddhism and Hinduism, but also Jainism, the religion of nonviolence. Here we have the goddess Durga. Her power emanates like radiating waves from the background. In back of her is the sacred syllable Om that encompasses the beginning and ending of everything. She has so many arms because this goddess was formed when all of the other gods united together and gave her their implements to defeat demons that threatened the universe. She rides here a fierce tiger, sometimes depicted as a lion, and she holds up a gesture of forgiveness. In her hand and her lap, she holds Vishnu's conch shell, while also holding Vishnu's mace, a bow and arrow, an open red lotus, Shiva's trident, Vishnu's discus, and the sword of Kalki. Mother of the universe, goddess of time, slayer of ego and evil, is Kali. From the moment we are conceived, we begin the process of dying. As goddess of time, Kali is both witness to and enactor of death, though she is not the goddess of death. the third of the Trimurti, dances the universe into purification with the dance of fire. Here he dances on the demon of ignorance as he holds his mighty trident and plays his double-sided damaru drum. His ankles have dancing bells and are encircled by snakes, demonstrating that he is immune from poison. The river goddess Ganges spouts forth from his hair, and another crescent moon adorns his locks. His third eye is closing, having already ignited the fires of the universe. Here is Saraswati, goddess of wisdom, playing her stringed veena flute and holding up the book of the Vedas, as she is goddess of all knowledge. Her ear covers are golden, demonstrating that to listen is one of the emblems of wisdom, as her peacock and her goose or swan sit at her feet to listen to her. The river running behind her represents the Milky Way, for she is a celestial goddess.